Imagine stepping into an elevator with someone who could really move your project forward, like a funder or a key collaborator you're trying to recruit to your project. You've got maybe 30 seconds before the doors open. What do you say to them? That's where the idea of an elevator pitch comes from. It's a short, clear, compelling way to explain who you are, what you do, and why it matters, in the time it takes for a short elevator ride. But here's the thing. It's not always a high stakes moment like that, and it doesn't always happen in an elevator. Sometimes it's just a casual conversation at a workshop with a fellow participant, or someone who's simply curious about your work while waiting in line at a local coffee shop. They might become a supporter, a user, or a collaborator down the line as well. Especially in open research and community driven work, those moments matter just as much as those moments in big research conferences and major networking events. So here's my elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Joyce Cow, co-founder of the Digital Research Academy. We help people working in research make their work more reproducible and collaborative, especially when data and code is involved. A lot of great research is hard to reuse or build on because workflows and data practices aren't well structured. So we design hands-on training courses where teams learn digital collaboration skills like workflow management and open research practices applied directly to their own research. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Now let's break that down, because a strong elevator pitch isn't magic. It's actually made up of a few simple building blocks. The first being the greeting. Hi, I'm Joyce Cow, co-founder of the Digital Research Academy. This is just about being clear and human, giving your name and maybe your role and affiliation. It gives people something to anchor to, who you are, what you're connected to, and how to remember you. And yes, it also signals a bit of context and credibility. Saying you're a founder, a researcher, or a part of a specific initiative helps people quickly understand your perspective and why you're working on this. But the goal isn't to impress, it's to orient. You're helping the other person place you in their world so the conversation can actually go somewhere. The next part of the pitch is what you do and who is it for. So in my pitch, I say DRA helps people working in research make their work more reproducible and collaborative. This is our top level value proposition. What value we bring to the table. We also point out who benefits from our value. Here it's good to focus on outcomes without a lot of jargon. Keep it simple. Next, I move on to why I do what I do. A lot of times this is also called the problem statement. Mine is simply, a lot of great research is hard to reuse or build on. This is the motivation for your initiative or service. Show that you understand a real challenge in the field. After the problem statement, I present my solution, or how I go about delivering my top level value proposition. At DRA, we design hands-on training courses. That's the crux of what we do. Notice the problem and solution statements are delivered without much jargon. You don't always know who you're standing next to, if they've been in the field for a while, or someone who just started a new job in the field last week. The goal here is to keep it simple and make it approachable. And finally, you close off an elevator pitch with a good call to action. Like in my pitch, I'd love to hear what you're working on. Keep it simple and low pressure. I like this one because it opens up for the start of a conversation. You can also polish it off with something like happy to exchange ideas if you're working on something similar. Either way, you'll want a call to action to create the next step in engagement with the person you're talking to. So that's it. An elevator pitch is really just a clear, structured story with a greeting, value proposition, problem and solution statements, and a call to action. Introduce who you are, what you do, why it matters, how you do it, and what to do next with you. Keep in mind, you don't necessarily have one pitch that will work in every context. I have a couple pitches ready to go depending on the context I'm giving it in. My pitch at a more technically oriented event talking to research software engineers would be different from, say, my pitch to my neighbor while standing in line at my local coffee shop. Why don't you try writing your own pitch using the structure? And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you give your elevator pitch, the better it gets. So try it out on your friends, family, and colleagues and ask for feedback.